Hello, everyone. Okay, there we go. Whew, just as I was coming on, my eyes started watering. It's allergy season, y'all. How is everyone doing tonight? Hello. Thank you for joining me on Instagram, on Facebook, YouTube, and on TikTok. Thank you for joining me. I am in the kitchen tonight, and we are going to let me turn my camera this way so you all can see me at the same time that everybody else angle. Okay, so I am in the kitchen tonight. We're gonna have baby Q&A. Um, as I let me see. If you're coming in, please send me some likes. Let me know you're in the house. Um, thank you. Hello, A to the J. Okay. How are you? I'm in the kitchen tonight, as I said before, and I am putting together some salads. So I am kind of multitasking tonight because work. And so I am going to be, uh, if my eyes stop running, I think it's the lights in here. They're bright. Um, but I'm going to be putting some salads together. And if you have questions, hello, Dion. How are you, Butterfly? I love that new name, by the way. I love it. I love it. So if you have any baby questions or kid questions or parenting questions, please ask your questions, put them in the comments. And as always, if you would like to participate in tonight's giveaway, put a color in the comments. The colors that we're looking for are the basic 8 colors: red, yellow, purple, green, brown, orange, black. Did I say yellow? The colors that are in the regular crayon box, the 8 count crayon box. Uh, so basically, no pinks, no sky blues, or all that. Just the basic colors in the crayon box. So thank you. Send me some likes, and when you send likes, it invites more people in. So I am. Hello, only ye. Uh, Hello, Elizabeth. How are you? Destiny, welcome. How are you all? Let me see. Hi, Valerie. How are you? Thanks for joining me over on Facebook. And oh, you all got some nice colors. Hello, living this mom life. All right, live your mom life. Live your best mom life now. Hello. Uh, so I'm just putting together some salads. What did I do with my bowls? Um, During the week, I work overnight. I work every day during the day from 8 to 3, but I have 2 or 3 nights a week I work overnight. So I have to prep food. And this past weekend, oh y'all, my allergies were killing me. If you were here on Sunday, you heard all about it, but I'm not going to bore you with that story again. Let's just say I had lost my voice. I was coughing, having coughing fits. Had plenty of honey, lemon, my homeopathic remedies. I do. Oh, there it is. So I had everything going on, and what usually takes about 2 weeks, I got rid of in 6 days. I have a baby question. Okay, go right ahead on this mom life. That's what I'm here for. I'm just multitasking. I'm making salads as I talk to you and answer your questions. So go right ahead on. Talk to me. Hello. Hi, Ara. How are you? Okay, so I'm not sure. Okay, I'm waiting on living this mom life. I'm waiting on her to write her question. Okay, so if you're gonna write questions, um, unless you're on unless you're on Facebook and YouTube, can you put it in the question box? Because sometimes when I scroll back up and try to scroll back down to find your questions, they somehow don't appear. I've had it happen several times, but if you put them in the question box where that little down at the bottom of your screen where you see the little box with the question mark in it, if you put it in there, it will, I can just click on the box and your question will pop up. I don't want to miss anyone's question, okay? That's all I'm saying. So while I'm waiting on your questions, I'm going to prepare my salads. Um, if you want to know what's in my salad, I forgot my eggs. I need to get my eggs out of the refrigerator. But I have lettuce, I have some blue cheese, I have some smoked barbecue rub turkey breasts, I have some tomatoes, I have some blueberries, I have some red onions. So, and I have my favorite. I put a few of these in there. These are honey toasted pecans. If you've never had any on your salad, oh my gosh, these are so good. How can I get her babbling? I have an 8 month old. Okay, I have an 8 month old that isn't making much sound. How can I get her babbling? Okay, so um, babble to her, talk to her. I talk to my babies constantly because by 8 months old, they should be, saying some words or babbling back at you. I talk to her and to give them time to respond. Just because you say hi doesn't mean they're going to automatically go, hi. They look at you like, why are you talking to me? What's going on? And I just continue to say, hi, how you doing? Can you say hi? I can say hi. Can you say hi? And I know it sounds silly. And I know it sounds like she don't know what she's talking about. It the repetitiveness of you saying hi, and it goes through her brain, and she will repeat. At a certain age, children start repeating or imitating what you do. They start imitating what you say, even if they just make a noise. May not sound like much, but they make a noise. But eventually, those noises turn into um, sounds that sound like hi, the sounds that sound like bye, the sounds that sound like night night. Um, the baby girl that I'm working with now, she's got about, I say about 6 or 7 words at 11 months old because she knows how to say hi. She said bye bye. She says night night. She growls at the dog. They have their own language going on, but the more we talk to her, I also do sign language with her, which helps to the cognitive part of the brain. A lot of people think, oh, it slows down the speech. It does not slow down the speech. The research has shown that children who learn sign language, they use both sides of their brain because it's like a receiving and a coming in and a going out. And anyone who learns a second language, it opens up your brain. When I learned sign language, I was grown. And for some reason, I was taking the baby I was with to Spanish class. I could not remember those words from day to day, from week to week. And I was like, why can't I remember these same words? We're going over the same words. When I started taking sign language, I promise you, my brain started opening up because I had to look. I had to see what was being said to me in sign language. I had to think about it and respond in sign. And when I tell you, after about the third week of sign language, I went to that Spanish class with that little girl, and I remember every last one of those words. I was like, how in the world did I remember that? And it was explained to me that when you when you're doing a visual language, when you're learning more than one language, you're using both sides of your brain. Most of us only use one side of our brain. So when you're using both sides of your brain, it expands your thinking and your IQ and all that other stuff. But keep babbling, keep talking, and what I like to call forecasting. Okay, I'm going to put your left leg into your pants. I'm going to take your right leg out. And as you're doing the movements, say what you're doing. talk to her. Keep talking, keep talking, keep talking. If you feel like it's something that's internal, you might want to get her ears checked. My son was over a year old before he started babbling and talking because he had chronic ear infections. And literally, the doctor said that it was literally like hearing underwater. So he could not hear what I was saying, clearly hear what I was saying to him, for him to respond and babble back to me. So him being quiet was his way of communicating. Why would I speak? You're not speaking to me. I don't hear anything around me. So once he got his first sets of tubes, oh my gosh, he started screaming to the top of his lungs and laughing because it was like a new toy for him. So keep talking to your baby, and if you have some concerns about some health issues, or check if they keep pulling at their ears, or you standing behind them and they act like they can't hear you, or you call their name and they act like they can't hear you, then I would check into taking your child to the pediatrician and getting their hearing checked. There are ways to get infants hearing checked. They do the audio. There's a sound, and it tests the eardrum to see if the sound is bouncing back. How This has been a long time since I had this done, but they send sound waves into the ear, and it records on a piece of paper those sound waves, and you can see it coming out the machine. The sound waves of what is bouncing off the baby's eardrum. His right ear was close to normal. His right ear was like this, up and down. His left ear was like, and they knew immediately there was something wrong with his left ear. And so when I took him to the ear, nose, and throat doctor, he said he just has fluid all under his ear and he can't hear. So, but that's just a suggestion. I'm not saying something is wrong with your baby. It's just a suggestion. Could it be a mouth issue? She's still tongue thrusts. Hmm. Did your baby have a tongue tie? Because some I'm just curious. I'm not saying that maybe it has something to do with it, but it may be a medical issue, um, and it may be a habit. Some babies, my babies still go all the time, all the time. It's not a tongue issue. I like that noise. I like that feel of that. What my lips going like that, and she gets our attention. She pushes a button because mom and dad said no spitting, no spitting. Okay, you say no spitting. Yes, that means more, more, more. Come on with the spitting. Yes. So yeah. Um, at birth, they told me no. She's gagging. She gags horribly on everything. At birth, they told me no. She's gagging. Okay, been there and done that too. Um, if your baby, it may be a hyper gag reflex. Again, some of the children I work with have had, you put food in their mouth, and if it's not milk going down, they're like, it's their body protecting itself. That's what gagging is. It's protecting yourself from choking. You gag on it, and it comes back up. Some babies have a hypersensitive gag reflex, so it comes back up. So, but yeah, I'm just trying to think of everything possible that could be happening with your child. Um, as a I'm going down my list of things of what could be happening with your child as far as their gag reflex, as far as the eating is concerned, um, and why they wouldn't be talking. And I covered the hearing, and if she's gagging, that may be a concern of yours to talk to the doctor about, uh, because the doctor uh, may not, because doctors are not there with you at home to see what you see. So filming it or writing down your observations. And when you write down your observations, don't write, oh, well, I think she's doing this. Write what you see, not what you think they're doing. Because if you write what you see, the doctor will get a clearer picture of what's going on. If you write what you think they're doing, it throws off the real diagnosis of what's going on. So, make a video of what she's doing and your concerns so that you can talk to your doctor about it when you go for her checkup, and you can show him, this is what I'm concerned about. You see how she's doing that right there? Let me rewind it for you so the doctor can see it, and have more than one video for comparison. Because your child can do something one time and you think, oh, there's something horribly wrong with my child. And it was just something that they did. It was, a fluke. So don't necessarily think that, yes, please take a video. Yes, yes, that's what she does. Yeah. Take a video of it so that your doctor will know what's going on. Hello, Miss Nisi, and hello, Nanny Miss Monique. How are you? Okay. What question do you have about babies? Mr. Is it Pays? Apaze? I want to say Pays or Paze. I may be saying your name wrong. But what question do you have? Anybody else have any questions about babies? Okay, hold on. Let me see. When should baby crawl? Any tips on assisting? Okay, so Kat, I have been plenty of videos on the Chronicles of Crawling. Uh, my videos are out there. I think. Let me see. Probably back in May through. So I think she started crawling in May. The Army crawl. Uh, as far as getting them to crawl, put toys out uh, around them. I always start with toys that are just like this much out of reach. So they have to kind of push their bodies forward to get to it. Uh, Frustration works wonders. Your children get mad because I can't get to it, and they cry and they scream, and you're thinking I need to pick them up. No, sometimes let them be frustrated, because their frustration leads to success. I put out a video a few days ago about frustration, because babies will get frustrated. We get frustrated, but if we stop trying every time we get frustrated, we never get anything done. So let your baby be frustrated. It's okay for them to be frustrated, but know when to step in and help, and know when to let them um, do it themselves. Let them figure it out. That's a part of critical thinking. That's a part of learning. If you take, it's going to take them longer to learn what to do if you keep doing it for them, or you keep putting it within reach of them to get it. They gotta know how to get it for themselves, because, well, mama rescued me the last time, and the last time, and the time before that. So come on, mama, rescue me again. So they'll be looking forward to you rescuing them instead of you letting them do it themselves, and they coming up with a solution to their own problem. So crawling, put those toys out there. I like to, when they first started crawling, when they're on tummy time, I will ball up my fist and put them behind their feet. And when they get frustrated, they push off on my hands. And I kind of just slightly push them forward so they kind of scoot forward and make them feel like a sense of accomplishment. Hello, perfectly paired nannies. Hello, how are you? Is spanking them a good way to punish? Go back to reading kids' books. That's all you get views for. So what? Okay, I'm not sure what that means. Yes, you did, but I love to hear you talk. Okay, okay, Kat. Yes, throwing up out of anger. Yes, your babies will do that. When should babies crawl into tubes? Okay. Yes, babies do get so angry. Some of them get so angry that when they cry, it comes from the core, and especially if they've just drink milk or whatever, it will spill out. It will spill out over them. So yeah, they will come up with a throw up because they get so worked up and they start throwing up. I know some adults who still do that when they start crying. So yeah, but it's not a bad thing to be frustrated for your child to be frustrated. I promise you that. Uh, Sometimes, like I said, success comes out of frustration. But if it gets to the point of them just out of control, and when I say out of control, they can't focus anymore because they're so upset, then comfort them and come back to that another time and let them try again. Uh, I just let them get to a point of frustration. If they're just whining like, I can't get this open, and then they get it open and like, ah, yes. So, okay, I'm not sure who's. Hold on just a second, y'all. I'm gonna have to. Okay, I had someone harassing me on YouTube, so I had to, take care of that. Sorry. Um, Advice on family members wanting to kiss baby, even when you say not to. Oh, that's called boundaries. You're gonna have to set up some boundaries with your family members about that. Um, because yeah, they will do that. And uh, be firm about your boundaries because that's your baby. Uh, Even my kids, my nanny kids, grandma and grandpa, they haven't seen them for months. And the last time they saw that, it was like 2 or 3 months old. And now the baby is 7 or 8 months old. And they want to pick the baby up and kiss all on them and everything. And oh, yeah. And I'm like, no. And they wondering why the baby's crying. I'm your grandmother. Why are you crying? Because they don't know you. They don't recognize you. At this point, at 2 months old, they're not going to remember the same things they will remember at the age of 7 or 8 months old. At 7 or 8 months old, they're more aware of their surroundings. They're starting to go through separation anxiety. They have people that they favor. This is my circle. My mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, my dog. All these people I live with, I'm familiar with them. You coming up in here? I don't know you. I don't want to touch you. Get away from me. I don't force kids, even the older kids, the preschools, I don't force them to hug or kiss their grandmother and grandma. Come give me a hug. Come give me a kiss. If they say no, that's their body. They have a right to say no, and it teaches them boundaries. Of this is a boundary. I don't want to hug you. I don't want to kiss you. And I try to encourage parents not to make them do it because they feel obligated. Because when their parents are not there and someone say, I'm your uncle, I'm your aunt, come give me a hug, come give me a kiss, and it's really a predator, your child doesn't have the confidence to say, no, I don't know you. No, you're not touching my body. No, I'm not gonna hug you and walk the other way. I like to give my kids the right to empower themselves to know what's right for them, what's not right for them. and we're gonna take this to the next level. We moving on. I'm moving on. And you can stand here and think you're gonna get a hug from me, but not today. So empower your kids to have the right to say no, and let them say no. And you can say, teach them how to say no respectfully to their elders. Uh, Even if they say no, thank you, I said, respectfully, I don't want your hug. I don't want your kiss. No, thank you. You as an adult, if your child is not old enough to speak for themselves, you got to stand up for boundaries for your child. So I know family is hard. We don't get to pick and choose them. We just have to deal with them. So find a way to deal with them, and find a way to set your boundaries and stick to them. Tell them, especially with it being Christmas time. The holidays are some of the worst times when family are just, oh, they're all lovey dovey and all huggy and kissy. And if your child's not feeling it, then your child's not feeling it. Don't make your child have to feel that. That's To me, that's just not right. I don't want you to have to feel like I gotta hug you, I gotta hug Uncle Ray Ray, I gotta hug Aunt Susan, I got to be a certain way around this family member because it's expected of me. Sometimes you have to empower your child to with the right to say no, and with their bodies, you have a right to say no. They have a right to say no. So it's up to you. It's up to you. My toddler. Okay. What's a good balance of independent play and engaged play? Um, I start the engaged play with my kids. Um, I teach them independent play. And let me say this before it slips in my mind. If your child is in independent play, that does not mean that you are a lazy parent. If you have taught your child to play independently, that's a good thing because it gives you a break. If they can play independently while you cook, while you do laundry, while you do whatever it is you need to do, that's a good thing. It gives them creativity to uh, find out what they like to do. Find out what's you get to find out what's on their mind. You get to find out what they like to do. They get to discover what they like to do. Maybe they're trying something. I don't like it. Okay, well, we'll move on to the next thing. Kids' attention span depends on their age, 2 or 3 minutes. If you find something that your child is engaged with and they're just constantly playing, they like that. Hey, and they tend to master that toy. I am working with my little one on hand-eye coordination. We receive toys from Love Every subscription box, and at one point there was a toy where you put the ball in the little hole and then it rolls out. Well, when that wooden ball hits that the bottom of that the basin, it made a noise, and she was scared of it for the longest time, and she did not like it and didn't want to have anything to do with it because of the noise. Because every time we dropped the ball, she be jerking like this, like, and I'm like, okay, you don't like that noise, so it lets me know that she may have some sensory issues. But now she takes those balls and it's like 3 or 4 months later. Now she takes those balls and she just puts them in there and keeps putting them in there. And has other toys that other balls from other toys that will fit through that hole, and she'll just throw them off in there and shove them off in there. So the independent play, she looks at me, I'll come over there and I'll engage with her, and she'll give me a look, and I'm like, okay, you don't want me over here? All right, I'll back off. And I just go over and I'll sit down on the couch. I'm in the same room, but I let her play and I let her roam until she starts climbing over stuff, like the gate and things when I have to go and grab her. But I let her go and I let her do her thing because she's learning how to how to think about creativity, about critical thinking, about how does this fit into there? Can I get this to fit in there? They're learning. If you have shape sorters, they're learning. Okay, this circle does not go in the square. It won't fit in here, and they get frustrated because it won't fit in that little hole, and then they move on to another hole and they figure it out. That's how they learn. But when you engage and your child gives you the look like, why are you here? Move away. And when they're ready to play with you, I've noticed my little girl, my little boy, whoever the child I'm taking care of, they will crawl over to me, or they'll walk over to me and say, "I need your help." Or they're crawling with a toy in their hand, smiling, and I'll pick them up and I'll play with them. Then they reach to get back down. Okay, well, down you go. So it just depends on your child, how much independent play they want. I do engage when I am changing their pamper, when I am uh, feeding them their bottle. I engage with them and I talk to them. So it doesn't necessarily have to be in play that you engage. It can be in other ways that you engage, and let them play, by themselves independently. And when they need you, they'll come and get you. Otherwise, hands off. Unless you're showing them some new skill or new task, let them play independently. Hello, Miss Jacqueline K. How are you? Best baby jar food. Well, I really don't like baby jar food. But let's see. I would say the yummy, um, because they ship it to you and it's fresher than that on the shelf. And yes, it does spoil, so be careful when you are ordering. Hello, Shanique Halifa. Thank you for joining me. So I hope I answered your question. Hello, Nettie. My 11-month-old recently has been refusing to eat food, just formula. Are we transitioning too fast? Your child may be is your child teething? Sometimes babies refuse to eat because it hurts their gums. Seriously, it hurts their gums to chew, and sometimes you get them to eat more than others. Uh, when babies, I don't want to say that I take them backwards, but I give them foods like yogurt with mashed bananas, something that they can kind of swirl around their mouth and chew. I offer them foods that they can pick up and put in their mouths and chew for themselves. But if they don't want it, it may be because they are experiencing gum pain, and if their gums are hurting, especially at 11 months old, this is probably hurting right in here because those little molars are getting ready to come in. And that's where the chew spot is, right there on the sides of their mouths. So it could be that they're teething more than just refusing to eat. So um, offer them some softer foods. Um, Still offer them the solid foods but offer them some softer foods that they can eat. It's kind of like when you go to the dentist and you get a tooth pulled and that side of your mouth is still sore, so you eat a lot of soup. It's easy to just pour down your throat. You don't feel like chomping down on a chicken wing or having a steak because your mouth is hurting. Babies go through the same thing. My mouth is hurting, so I'm not gonna be chewing those hard, crackers and things like that, and whatever other finger foods you're giving me because I'm in pain. If your baby starts to lose weight, then I will be concerned and talk to your pediatrician about it. Okay. Any home remedies for common Is that common cold for 8 month old? Um, Suction them out. Make sure they get if they're 8 months old, yeah, make sure they get some water. Water and plenty of fluids flushes out the cold. Um, if they having trouble being congested at night, because nighttime air, I don't know about you all, but it affects me differently than the daytime. Take them, turn on your shower, and let it steam up, let the room steam up. Take them in there in the shower with the steam, and it helps uh, to get them unclogged and help with the congestion. Also, a in the wintertime, it gets hot and dry in the room, and that dryness can hold can dry up the sinuses and cause crustation inside their noses and um, really dry them out. So a humidifier, if you don't want to do the mist, the steam mist, they do have warm mist humidifiers. I have one, and I use it in the wintertime so that uh, I have warm air instead of cold air coming out of the regular humidifier. I have the warm air coming out, and it helps me so much with my congestion. It keeps me kind of cleared out. But other than that, um, I do have some essential oils that I use, but that's on my children. Um, I don't know your child. I don't know the allergies of your child. So I'm not going to tell you, oh, go use this. Oh, go use that. So you have to consult with your physician about essential oils before you use them on your babies. Oh, no. Arsenic, lead, and metal was just found in them. February 4th, organic food too. Oh my gosh, that's why I make my own food. I just had my baby not too long ago, and watching your videos have helped me prepare me so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for watching. Okay, great, thanks so much. We'll try the warm humidifier. Great. Eucalyptus oils is one of the oils that I use with my babies. Um, that's one of the things that I use with my babies, the eucalyptus oil. Okay, hold on. I have a question over here. Okay. Yes, he is teething. His top ones are starting to come through. Aha. So that may be the answer to your question as to why he's not eating. My baby refuses. Uh, My baby refuses formula, only breast milk. What's the best formula I should supplement with? Okay, again, there's so many different formulas out there. And I don't know your baby. I get this question all the time. I don't know your baby. I don't know the sensitivities of their tummies. So I cannot say, oh, go get the Similac with the Pro Sensitive and the Pro Advanced and all this. Oh, no, go get the Infamil with that. No, 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 no. He's going to need something. I can't suggest those things to you because I don't know your baby. And me suggesting, oh, this formula works best and that formula is just like me being a practicing bitch doctor. And when I say a practicing bitch doctor, it's someone who think they know everything about everybody. Oh, girl, get that baby this. Oh, girl, get that baby that. He'll be all right. And what you don't know is that baby may be allergic to that, or maybe have a sensitivity to this. You don't know that, and you telling them what to do. I can't tell you what to do as far as the formula. Check with your doctor because your doctor knows your child's sensitivities. Your child could be allergic to milk enzymes, and most uh, formulas that are popular have milk enzymes. So if I'm going to give you, oh, go take this, and you start giving it to your baby starts throwing up and getting sick. I don't want that for your baby. I want you to have a well-informed decision about your baby. So talk to your pediatrician because your pediatrician knows your baby more than better than I do. Hello, Billy Holt. How are you? Thank you for joining me. Okay, so okay, when my when my 7-month-old gets excited, she hits us in the face. Tips on prevent. Uh, that's a natural thing. Um, it'll progress from hitting in the face, and when they get teeth, they get excited and they start biting. It's not that they're deliberately just biting. You'll see them; they'll bounce up and down and they start hitting you in your face. Well, as they get older, they get all excited and they dig, they bury their head, and next thing you know, you're like, "Ow! What? You just bit me!" Because they're excited. It's not an intentional thing; it's a developmental thing because that's just what some babies do. A lot of babies do that, and um, you can talk about gentle hands. But at 7 months old, it's kind of counterproductive because they're so little. But you can say, "Oh yes, gentle hands," and keep it. It's going to take repeating it and repeating and repeating and repeating, consistency and practice and patience. Those are my three words: the PCP: persistence, consistency, and um, patience. But you keep doing that and keep talking to your child and keep they learn by repetitive action. They learn by repeating. I always say, let's not touch that. That's not for you. Now my baby girl, she will crawl up to something that she knows she's not supposed to touch. And before she gets there, she goes, And I'm like, yes, you know you're not supposed to do that. They get it. But they also push your buttons. And like, yeah, I get it, but I'm still gonna touch this. I'm just letting you know I'm gonna touch this. So you come on over here and get me and redirect me in another direction. Yeah. So even though you teach them, they still test the boundaries. They're still babies and they know what you're saying. They know what you mean, but that connection of I still want to touch it, that impulse of wanting to touch it overrides that that they know is wrong. So be patient, be consistent, and practice. Okay. Nanny, do you believe battery operated toys slow down baby's development or non battery toys? Okay. I have several toys that I like to use with babies that are battery operated or can be used without the batteries. It just depends on how you. I think it's user, uh, not user friendly. It's how you use the toy because you can be raised. Two babies can use the same toy, totally different because of the household that they're in and because of who's teaching them how to use that toy. So it depends on how you're using that toy with that baby. I like the leapfrog activity table because it has the rounded legs. It can go from the floor. I've used it with babies who are learning to do tummy time, and I'll hit the buttons and the music, and it lights up. It stimulates them to lift their heads up. It stimulates them to be curious about what's going on over there. It's a purpose behind me hitting the button to make the drum go or hitting the piano keys to make it light up. So it catches their attention and makes them do the movements that I want them to do. As they get older, I use it as a tool for them to sit up. They start sitting up. When they start sitting up, they can touch it. I leave it, put the table on the floor, they can touch it and they can maneuver it themselves. It's called hand-eye coordination. Okay, I want to hear the drum, so I got to push this. And if I push it, I get an action from it. So when I push this, the drum beats. When I push that, the piano plays. When I swipe this, it rolls. and the song plays. So it is, like I said, it depends on who is teaching them how to use the toy. Um, some people don't like operated toys. They don't like plastic toys. They want all wooden toys. But not all plastic toys are bad. Not all wooden toys are good. So I like to use a combination of things. And because I've been working with kids for so long, I will get certain toys for them or suggest certain toys to the parents for them because I know I'm going to be there and I'm going to teach you how to teach your child to play with this. I'm going to give you some ideas, not everything, but some ideas because you, as a parent, you may have some ideas of your own of how you want your child to play with this toy. So I will give you some ideas. You come along, do your research, do whatever you want to do, and you do that with your child. But personally, because I am a nanny and because I've worked with children for so long, I can take what is considered a bad toy and create something with that toy so the child can learn something from by using the toy. It may not be used in the way it was intended, but I can use it so that the child will learn whatever skill that I'm trying to teach them. If it's hand-eye coordination, if it's putting the using your little pencil muscles, if it's getting them putting it just outside of their reach so they'll reach for it and it makes a noise and the noise gets their attention and they gravitate towards it, gets them to start scooting. So whatever I need to use that toy for, I can find a way to make it a developmentally appropriate toy. I'll put it like that. Oh, okay. Oh, just to let you know, my baby's favorite story is Monster Boogie. Ah, thank you, thank you. The Monster Boogie on YouTube channel. Thank you. I'm so glad he likes it. I always just say, oh, be nice to mommy. Yes, that's a good way. That's a good way to say be nice. Kind hands, gentle hands, be nice, all of those things. Okay, let's see. Go to my question box. She gags. Okay, so I have answered all the questions. Let me see if I have any over here. Okay, again, if you're just joining me and you want to participate in tonight's giveaway, please put uh, a color in the comments: red, yellow, green, blue, purple, orange, brown, and black. I think I got all 8 of them. So if you want to participate, hello, Nicole Elena. How are you? So good to see you. Okay. I'm looking. I'm going to add some turkey to my. I'm supposed to be multitasking. I'm doing more talking than tasking. I'm making salads for this week for me and my husband and our house guests. Uh, so I am putting turkey and red onions and tomatoes and blueberries and some honey toasted pecans, some blue cheese, and some eggs. I got my eggs in the refrigerator. I'll get them in a second. I want to get my meat on here before I finish answering more questions. I'll let y'all see one when I get done. Okay. All right, let me see. Those salads look incredible. Thank you, thank you. My 9-month-old keeps throwing up whenever we feed him anything but baby purees. Should I be concerned? If he's throwing up, um, what you're describing is something that my son went through, and it's called reflux. I'm not saying that's what your baby has. Hear me clearly. You have to get a doctor's statement for that. You have to take him to the doctor. But purees, and that's one thing I learned, the purees are much heavier than the milk. So gravity, the heaviness of it keeps it down in his stomach. I had the same problem when we were in and out of the hospital for about 3 or 4 weeks, and I just went down to the gift shop and got some baby parade, and I started feeding it to him, and we went home, and we stayed home, and he's been eating ever since. But yes, the parades weigh are heavier. There are some. I have known some children who are, what is that? There's a milk that has a thickener in it that helps to keep it on the baby's tummy. It thickens the milk up, so it's kind of like a puree. But again, check with your doctor. I don't know your baby. I just know what you're telling me. Check with your doctor to make sure it's okay for your baby to have that. Okay, or for you to give that to your baby. 5-month old, can I get her to sleep 6 hours a night? Yes, your 5-month old can sleep 6 hours a night. Your 5-month old can sleep a whole 12 hours at night. But it, again, patience, practice, consistency. So you have to. I am a sleep trainer. I have done virtual sleep training. If you have some questions, because that's going to take a long conversation. First of all, is your child on a schedule? Your 5-month old, is your child 5-month old on a schedule, a daily schedule? And how much does your child eat per day? How many ounces of milk does your child eat per day? At 5 months old, they shouldn't be on solids just yet. Uh, but again, that depends upon what I do with my spoons and forks. I had, oh, here they are. Right, so it depends upon your child's schedule, how much they're eating per day, how much they are sleeping during the day. Because children, I have learned that children who are on a schedule do much better with sleeping and eating because they know what to expect next. It's just a natural progression of what comes next. So, but that's just my opinion. Not everybody wants their child on a schedule. That's just my opinion and my experience. So, it's up to you as to whether or not, but you can get your child to sleep because most of the babies I start with at birth, they're sleeping 10 to 12 hours by 12 weeks. And that's with me being consistent with and being there with them at night and showing mom and dad what to do and how I do what I do to get them to sleep that long. So it is possible. Let me see. Thank you. I will ask my doctor. Great, 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 great. Thank you for following me, Keisha. I appreciate it. Okay. Hi, sweetie. What is good to feed my 10-month old? Okay, so your 10-month old, at 10 months old, they should be starting to eat little finger foods. Um, I like fresh foods. And when I say fresh foods, I like to buy the food fresh and have it and prepare it. And sometimes, a lot of times, I freeze food for my little ones, and I put it in like ice cube trays. They have special trays for that, these fancy trays that you can buy specifically for baby food, or you can just go get you a silicone ice tray and cook it, put it in the ice tray, throw it in the freezer, uh, and then take it out and thaw it when you get ready to feed your baby. Or I also like feeding them finger foods, even if I'm going to puree at 10 months old, if they're eating like a soup or, um, let's see, it depends on how well the baby is chewing, and it depends on how sensitive their gag reflex is. Around 10 months is when I start feeding uh, meats. Most of the time, I start out with ground meat. Uh, like I will cook it and grind it up and maybe put it with a vegetable. Most of my babies, by then, they're eating like casseroles. When I say casseroles, I'll do some broccoli and some what did they like? They like the broccoli with Greek seasoning, macaroni. It was broccoli, macaroni and cheese, and it had like Greek seasoning on it. Oh my gosh, those little girls tore it up. It was, I think it was the Greek seasoning that they like. Babies like flavors, just like you like flavors. Now, I'm not saying to go out and put all this hot sauce and pepper and all that other stuff in it, but if you use herbs like basil and sage and um, but check the sensitivities because all babies can't have all things. I like using oatmeal and for breakfast, and I will put some bananas in it, or some peaches in it, or some apples in it. I put a little cinnamon in there um, for taste. And babies love flavors, just as long as it's not overpowering. I remember coming home from the grocery store, and my husband was eating Chinese food. I look over at my 6 month old, and he has given him rice with what is the red sauce on it, and he's smacking his lips like this is the best thing since sliced bread. Ruined my child. He did not want to go back to eating bland baby food. He was like, shit, this ain't working. It ain't got no flavor. So, um, fresh fruits, cut up fruits and vegetables. Sometimes the strawberries and blueberries, make sure you cut them. Um, you don't want them too tiny because if it's too tiny, your baby puts it in their mouth and it just kind of slides to the back of it, and their gag reflex makes it come back up. But make it big enough for them to put in their mouth and chew on it. Because if it's too small, they're swirling it with their tongues and they're just learning how to eat. They're swirling with their tongues and they don't feel anything, and it just slides onto the back. So make sure that it's something, it has a little, let me see if I can find. This is about the size that I make my little baby chunks. And if I make the baby chunks, make it in the baby chunks, I'm right there. So that, and tell them chew, chew, chew. And I will put some in my mouth and start chewing and showing them how to chew. Because sometimes they're like, what is chew, chew, chew? And I'm showing them chew your food because at that point they know how to imitate me. And they see me chewing, they start chewing. And it's some for some babies. I did have a baby that was not a natural instinct for him to chew. So I had to really work with him about chewing and not just putting in your mouth and swallow. So, all right, let me grab my eggs right quick. I'll be right back. All right. So, fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, yogurt. Yogurt adds protein. Um, I would start out with they have baby yogurt, but you can, most of my babies like the Greek yogurt. If some of my babies have milk allergies or sensitivity to it. So we do the almond milk. Uh, they have yogurt that's made from almond milk instead of the whole milk or 2% milk. They also have soy milk yogurt, but all of it provides protein. But I'll be careful with the soy because there's so many different studies about. Some say soy is good, some say soy is bad. It depends on your child because if they're allergic to milk, sometimes that's the only option that they have is the soy. So um, be careful with your child. Hello, Casey Bowles. How are you? Hello, is it Legoof? How are you? Thanks for joining me. Hi, Karen. Thanks for joining me. Okay, any tips? Any tips on a whole 7 month old holding? Oh, you said a 10-year old. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm just going on. I didn't see the 10-year old. I thought you meant month old. Sorry. Sorry, sorry. Your 10-year old should be eating what you're eating. I mean, they may have certain likes and dislikes, but your 10-year old should be eating what you're eating. Whatever family dinner is going to be, then that's what family dinner is going to be. So I would take some of their likes and incorporate it in the mealtime throughout the week. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be every day that we having your hot dogs and hamburgers, because kids get around their friends and they want to become junk food babies. I don't like junk food babies. We're gonna have some vegetables. We'll Friday night or sometime on the weekend or on Tuesday. You get to choose the menu, um, so that they look forward to eating. But it encourages them to eat other foods and try new foods. Sometimes if you think your child, oh, they don't like that, it may be the way that you're cooking it. There are several different ways, too many different ways to do chicken. Stuffed chicken, broiled chicken, baked chicken, fried chicken, uh, grilled chicken, smoked chicken. It just depends on the preference of your taste buds. But incorporate what your 10-year old likes into your menus so that it encourages them to eat more. Any tips on getting a 7 month old or her on bottle? When do they start doing that normally? Okay, so holding the bottle. I start my babies holding the bottle. If they don't naturally bring their hands up to the bottle, I start them holding the bottle when I see that they can pick up a toy and put it in their mouth and shove it in their mouth or get it close to their mouth. Okay, well, if you can pick up that toy and shove it in your mouth, you can pick up that bottle and shove it in your mouth too. So I would say I start my babies around 4 months holding their bottles. I will start with the bottle and putting their hands on the bottle and putting my hand on top of their hands so their hands stay on the bottle. Um, I also like to put them in like a bouncy seat where they kind of recline, but not totally, you know, recline back, but they're kind of at a tilt, at an angle. They're kind of sitting up, so as for a choking hazard. I also like to make sure that when I am uh, feeding them, if their hands on the bottle and they get almost done, it's just like a little bit left in the bottle. And because it depends on the type of bottle you're feeding them out of, if they're drinking 4 to 8 ounces, then it's hard, it's kind of heavy for them to hold a 4 to 8 ounce bottle. But when they get like an ounce or two left, I kind of start taking my hands off of it to see if they'll hold it up, and just gradually pull my hands away, put my hands back on there. And so occasionally they have time holding the bottle and getting practice on holding the bottle. But yeah, at 4 months is when I start. And your 7 month old, I would put them, in a bouncy seat or uh, kind of tilt the high chair where it is at an angle, not necessarily back, because you want to give the gravity help you out with them holding the bottle and sucking and holding their own bottle. So you want to work gravity into there. What time is it now in your area? It is now 9:08 p.m. on Tuesday night. What about babies that like a pocket? Okay, to pocket their food. Is that what you're asking? Babies that like to pocket their food. Okay, I'm trying to understand. Do you mean pocket their food as in they like to the little pouch in front of them in the bib, or they like to take it and put in, actually put it in their pocket? Is 4 ounce of pureed food a day enough for a 7 month old? It depends on when your 7 month old started to eat. If they just started to eat, um, if they just started to eat at 6 month old, usually I start feeding them at 6 months old, and then I give them, a couple of ounces, once per day. And then I work my way up from there. If they start eating 2 to 3 times a day, as far as solid foods, I never drop the bottle because that's where all their nutrients are. Is still in the vitamins that come in their bottle. So don't drop the bottle. But it depends on how long. Oh, yes, just hold. Oh, to hold it in their mouth. Ah, that can be a problem. That can be a problem. Um, I've had babies, or rather, no, the babies don't hold it in their mouth. It's more like they're closer to 1 year old when they start refusing to eat. Oh, you're gonna make me eat this? Okay, I'll just hold it in my mouth. And then the saliva builds up. And the next thing you know, it gets their mouth is full, and all of a sudden it just starts drooling out of them. I know, dramatic picture, but it's the truth. Um, give them smaller bites so that if they're gonna hold food in their mouth, it's not a whole lot in there. Because some babies will get more food in their mouth and they're like continue to stuff and stuff and stuff, and they're like this. They have no room to chew, and then all of a sudden it all comes out because they have no room to chew. So you have to kind of, excuse me, you have to kind of regulate uh, their eating, and it depends on what food you're feeding them, whether they like the food or they don't like the food. And most of the time, they hold it in their mouth because they don't like it, not necessarily out of habit of, uh, oh, this tastes so good, and I'm just going to leave it in my mouth. That probably is not going through their mind. Hold on a second. I've been talking so long, I got a tickle in my throat. Oh, okay. I'm an hour ahead in Jamaica. Hello, Jamaica. Hi, Miranda. How are you? Oh, it's 10 months. Okay. Thank you for correcting 10 months. Okay, good. She started at 6 months. Okay, so if she started at 6 months and she's eating 4 ounces a day, how many times a day does she eat? No, my 11-month-old has been struggling with her food lately, and she would just hold it in her mouth. Is she teething? At 11 months old, you got a lot of teeth, starting to come in. And if she's teething, um, she may be holding, that may be the purpose of her holding it because her gums hurt and she doesn't want to chew, chew, chew because it hurts her gums, it hurts her mouth. A 13-month-old doesn't drink water unless mixed with a little bit of juice. What do I do to make her drink? Um, keep offering it. Keep offering her water. I a lot of kids. don't like water. Uh, or they'll suck it in, and then they'll go like this, and then you see it drooling out, and they play with it. Um, I think it's just a taste preference. Um, I didn't like water when I was a kid. I make myself drink more water now. I like water now, but I know that I don't drink enough, so I make myself drink more water. But it's not my favorite because everything else has flavor to it. So it's not my favorite. But uh, I used to give my kids water, plain water, um, and they drank it pretty good. But I would offer water with instead of offering milk with dinner or milk with a meal, offer some water without the sugars or whatever the juice that you put it in there. Offer water during mealtime because they'll get thirsty. They get thirsty enough, they'll drink. They may be mad because it doesn't have any flavor with it, and it's going to take you time to unbreak the habit that they already have. So, kind of ease up off of it a little bit at a time until there's no juice in it. Because if you try to take them cold turkey, oh, you're going to have a fight. You're going to have World War III on your hands if you try to just take it away. So you might have World War III on your hands if that's the case. Still drinking her bottle drinks, usually over 28 ounces. Okay, good, good. If she's drinking 28 ounces a day, that's a good thing. Um, Gradually, does she seem like she wants more? Or are you just set on this is the amount that you're going to have for the day? Does she want more of the food? Or she eats twice a day, but it's a total of 4 ounces. Okay. If she seems like she wants more, then gradually increase it. But do one food at a time for like 4 or 5 days. Make sure for lunch and supper. Okay. So make sure that she does it, uh, if she's eating twice per day, gradually increase it as her appetite increases. But yes, you don't want to get rid of the bottle. Hello, a working mama. Any tips on walking? My 9 month old is standing and cruising, but not walking. She's only 9 months. He's only 9 months. They will do it on their own. If you pressure them, uh, it makes for a bad experience. They're old enough to associate things because they mimic and repeat. Just show model behavior of walking, and you'll see them start all of a sudden letting go of things. Or the ottoman's here and the couch is there. And it's like two baby steps. You'll see them let go of one thing and take that step and grab onto something else. They have to build their confidence. And if and you can't give them confidence, they have to build it on their own. You can model good behavior, model walking. Come on, let's walk. Hold one of their hands, just one. If they're good at standing up, hold one of their hands and take little steps and let them walk with one hand. It helps to build their confidence because they need to be touching something. This is my base. If I got my hand on my base, I'm safe. So let your hand be base and walk with one hand. And if they're walking, so I knew my son could walk. He's holding on to this finger. And basically, he started out holding my hand like this. And then he would just hold like this. Now, if your child is holding your hand like this and walking with one hand, they can walk. It's the confidence issue. I need that base. I need that something that I'm touching that says, I'm okay. I'm good. I'm okay. I can do this. but I got to be touching something. I don't care if it's just one finger touching another finger. I'm okay. So when he got to doing this, I sped up my walk. And so he kept walking and he kept getting faster and kept getting faster. And I said, okay, I'm gonna run. And I started going like this. And of course he wanted to run too. And he started going like that and he let go and he took off across the floor. I was like, I knew you could walk. I knew you could do it. You just needed confidence to do it. So help them to build that confidence. That cruising, 9 months old and standing up, that's normal for their age. That is so normal for their age. My 7 month old is teething and biting while nursing. Ooh, get you some nipple shields. Get you some nipple shields that will help protect your that baby biting because that right there is no joke. I can't do it. I tried that. I was like, baby, you got nope. This is not gonna happen. Oh shoot, hold on. I should have taken these out of here. I guess I'm gonna have a big mess. Hold on, let me take these eggs out of here. I'm gonna eventually finish these salads. Uh, I'm gonna answer a couple more questions while I put the egg on there, and then put the nuts on there, and then I'll be done with my salads. So let me see what I got first before I. Does holding one hand while they are trying to walk expose them the risk of nursing elbow? Yes, it can, and that's why you have to know your child. Um, and while they're holding my one hand, I am bent over, so they're not like this. They're like this. They're holding their hand so that the elbow, and if they start to fall, I kind of catch them because I have experienced the nurse elbow with a couple of children uh, who were trying to run away from me out into the street, and I tightened my hold on their hands, and they just steady going like this and trying to jerk away. I'd rather you have nurse elbow than to be hit by a car. Plain and simple. I'd rather I can take you to the doctor and they can click click right back in instead of me going to the hospital and crying over you. So yes, it does, but you have to be careful. I also like the little tykes. They have little tykes. It doesn't have any bells and whistles. It's like a little blue, looks like a little race car, but it has a handle on the back, just the right height so they can push it as they walk. And the wheels are set to slow, and it's set to slow so that the wheels won't fall up because anything with wheels it can go faster than them, but these wheels are set to slow, so they have to deliberately intentionally push it to make it move as they slowly walk. So I always birthday gifts, Christmas gifts, I always give that gift um, to the babies who are, especially if they're trying to walk, because it's a ride-on toy. That it's that hand eye coordination of them steering. It's the moving of the feet to get them to going backwards. They usually scoot backwards before they go forward. So all of those body parts, working the gross motor skills, climbing onto the bike, pushing the bike with their hands, all of that is developmental and strengthening their legs and their arms and their sense of building confidence in them. So when they start walking, it won't be okay, I'm so nervous. Oh, please. And then they cry. When a lot of babies, I've been through this, a lot of babies, they realize they can walk, but they don't want to walk because they're scared. And someone who's been working with them, come on, you can do it, you can do it. Sometimes it's just best to let things naturally happen. You don't like nobody pushing you. You scared of heights, and they were trying to, push you out of an airplane, and you have a heart attack on the way down because you weren't ready. Babies are the same way. Don't push them. Let them, encourage them to keep moving, encourage them to keep walking, dangle toys in front of them, the bottle in front of them. Anything to encourage them to do it naturally on their own, in their own time, instead of you, okay, we're going to walk today. You're going to walk today. We're going to do this. Mm-mm. That's not my method. Hello, Amanda Tatum. How are you? You're welcome, Summer Beauty. You're welcome. Hi, Pilot Jones. Thank you. Thank you for the likes. Do you recommend self-feeding at 6 months old? Um, some babies start at 6 months old with baby-led weaning, which is self-feeding. The baby-led weaning is self-feeding. Um, I have done baby-led weaning. It scares me, and that's my personal fear. That's me. It's not that the babies can't do it. That's me. And I'm going to tell you that it's me. It's not that your baby can't do it. It's just me. So I prefer to start with the parades and work up to the handheld foods and all that. That's my preference. If you are into baby led weaning, go for it. That's your baby. Just be there and make sure, that gag, make sure that gag reflex is working. Know what's a gag and what's a choke. So learn the difference between the two of those. My 9 month old keeps getting hives on his face. What should I do? He has an appointment Thursday. Okay, so hold on. Let me grab a paper towel. Hold on just a second. Because these eggs are going to be. The baby that I work with now, when when she eats, we can't use the wipes on her face because it gives her contact dermatitis. The wipes make her face turn red. I don't know. It's a combination of the food and the wipes together. Now, normally, we take wipes and we wipe the baby's face and keep going, but her skin is so sensitive that the wipes turn her face red, and it stays red for a couple of hours. Um, your baby may be going through a contact dermatitis if they keep getting hives on their face. The baby's face is the most sensitive, part of the skin, skin part of the body. Their faces are so, anything touches it, it just breaks out. Whereas their arms probably won't. Their legs probably not, you know, but the neck and the face, that's the most common places for babies to break out. And you see a difference in the coloring of their faces because of the contact dermatitis. And that's what it sounds like that your baby has. But again, I am not a doctor, and I'm glad you have an appointment to go see the doctor. I am not a doctor. I'm just telling you what it sounds like from my experience. I don't claim to be a doctor, and I don't claim to be diagnosing your baby. So y'all hear me well. I'm not a doctor. So what I tell you is through my experience and what it sounds like, and that's why I say go see your doctor because your doctor knows your baby better than I do. I think that's why my daughter's face breaks out. I stopped using the wipes. Great, great, great. I'm with you, baby. That what scares me. I feel like I would need a CPR class before I went to. Yes, listen to me. Parents, nannies, aunties, uncles, dads, brothers, whoever, take CPR class. If not for your own baby, you never know who you're going to save, but especially your own baby. It helps if you know CPR. If something detrimental was to happen to your child, it helps if you know CPR to save your child while you're waiting on the ambulance to get there, while you're waiting on, the paramedics or whatever, them going to the doctor, you taking them to the doctor, somebody in the back seat performing uh, uh, CPR. Take a class. With COVID, they kind of have restrictions. Hold on just a second. With COVID, oh, okay, it's working now. With COVID, they have certain restrictions as far as classes are concerned. I know you used to be able to take them at the hospital, but I tell all of my parents before I sign the contract, I encourage them. I can't make them, but I encourage them to learn CPR before their baby is born, because you are your child's first savior. Saver. Well, I won't say savior, but you can save your child. Uh, it's up to you. Sometimes it may be up to you to save your child while you're waiting on the ambulance to get there. But take the CPR class. I know it's scary. I know you think, oh, I won't ever use that. Yes, you will. At some point in your child's life, in every child that I have worked with over the last 40 years, at some point in time, that child chokes. And I have to know what I'm doing. And even though it probably is not going to require you going to the hospital or going to see the doctor, it's going to require you to know what you're doing to get whatever they're gagging on, whatever they have swallowed, because you can't be everywhere at all times. And sometimes you trust your child, when it gets too quiet and you're like, okay, what's going on? And you go and you find your child. If you have animals, with your, I've worked with plenty of babies that have dogs, and they like to play in the dog bowl. The dog food is like little pebbles, just big enough to go in their mouths and get stuck. They're curious, especially the ones who feed themselves or just started feeding themselves, 9 and 10 month old. Oh, that's food. Let me pick it up and put it in my mouth. I do that when I sit in my high chair. Let me pick it up and put it in my mouth. You need to know CPR. I cannot stress that enough. I have, over my career, I have taken recertification for CPR at least 20 times, because I've been working with kids for over the last 40 years. I started as a teenage babysitter, but I learned CPR. And even though they have changed some things uh, throughout the years, and they don't use the word Heimlich maneuver anymore, it's all CPR. Either way it goes, learn the CPR. Take the CPR class. And if you can take the first aid class, take that too, because I'm glad I did. I have little boys. They like to climb. They like to get into stuff, uh, between the splinters and oh, I thought that was a lizard. I didn't know that was a snake. Well, thank goodness that the snake was not poisonous because it bit you. So all of those things you need to know. Going camping, my boys were Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, going camping, stepping on a nail. Oh, you got to go get a tetanus shot. Oh, you need to know what to do, when to do it. I carry a first aid kit in my car. Most of my first aid kit is a homemade kit, because I used to live in Alaska. And in Alaska, you need a blanket. You need the shock blanket. You need so many different things. Big pair of scissors. Glad I had a big pair of scissors when I cut the woman out of her seatbelt because she was getting attacked by a moose. That's a story for another day. But learn it, learn it, learn it. I cannot stress it enough. Learn CPR. Okay, let me put this egg on here. Let's see if I have any more questions. You should get life back. I think is why my daughter's face breaks out. I just thought you was like, okay, Sandra Lou, you should get life back. I think CPR classes is free. Yes, a lot of CPR classes are free. Depends on where you go. A lot of them not. I have paid for most of mine. I have to search again. I delivered during COVID, and no classes were available. This is true. Now that COVID is kind of sort of under control, and I say kind of sort of because we have a vaccine, but it's not really completely under control. They probably have classes. Um, I've also had, oh, they may not do it now. I forgot it's COVID because I've had a group of moms, a moms group, and I brought someone with me to one of their homes, and we had a CPR class, and everybody got certified in CPR that day. But yes, a refresher course uh, of CPR is a good thing. I've had plenty of refresher courses, and even though you just that muscle memory, you need to know that muscle memory so that your body will automatically react. Okay, let's go. This is what needs to be done, and you won't panic or okay, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. That muscle memory kicks in, and you automatically know. Okay, this is what's going on. This is assess the situation. Do I need to call 911? Okay, and you just move. You do what you got to do, and you move. So you need to take that CPR class so you can just automatically just move. Keep it moving. Let me see. Do I have any other questions? It was a few years ago. They have classes online. I took the class for my job for $15. Yes, they have classes online, and those are good classes. Uh, Especially during COVID. At least you get to see how to do the procedures. But it is so also important for you to do it in person because you need to know how deep those compressions go in. Because if you just kind of tapping, you're not doing your baby's heart any good. You're not getting enough deep enough compressions for or even an adult, you need to have deep enough compressions because you're trying to keep that heart beating. This is what you're doing. You get keeping that heart beating. And if you're not going deep enough, if you can't see engage um, on a body, because even though you what the name of the babies, Annie, that's what they call them, the little Annie dolls. Uh, Even though you are engaged with the little Annie dolls, it gives you a truer compression depth than looking at it on TV and think, oh, okay, I think I can do that. But yes, even watching it taking it online is better than having nothing at all. Much better than nothing at all. Okay, there we go. I'm about to get these salads together, y'all. I've been talking and trying to work a little bit too, but I'm about to get them together. It was a few years ago. Yes. Okay, so last call for the colors. Last call for the colors. If you have a color that you want to put in there, red, yellow, green, blue, orange, purple, brown, and black. I think I got them all. All right. Okay, I got two more eggs. Okay, let me put this away. All right. I got two more eggs, and then I'm gonna add my nuts, and we'll be done. So I'm giving last call for the colors. If you have a color, if you want to participate in tonight's uh, giveaway, put a color in the uh, the box in the comments. Um, and just so you know, I've had two people who won Even though it was different colors, I've had two people that have won back to back. Two or three people have won back to back. Pilot Jones can tell you she won a couple of times, and uh, who else won? Cat. I think Cat won a couple of times back to back. Miss Cat Gianni and Mary from Facebook. She won the last 2 weeks. She won, and it was two different colors. And I didn't even pick the color from last week. My friend Sheila, if you weren't one here last week for the postpartum, Sheila is coming back. I can't guarantee you it'll be this week, next week, but I will have her on again to continue answering your postpartum questions. She's told me that several of you have contacted her about postpartum questions, and I appreciate you contacting her and getting in touch with her, and because that's what we do. We love our jobs, and she's a postpartum doula, so she's more taking care of the mom. I'm a newborn care specialist, and I focus on the baby, but I am trained to recognize postpartum disorders. I'm not trained to talk to parents about it. That's why I call her, because she's my go-to postpartum person. So I call her if I have a problem, if mom's having a problem. I'm on the phone. Okay, mom's doing this, and this. What do I do? Give me some help. And she helps me she tells me, guides me through what I need to do, because I try to practice within my scope of learning. I try not to step outside of my lane, because if I step outside of my lane and tell somebody the wrong thing, then I'm held responsible. And I do not want to see anybody hurt, no mama, no baby, none. So I have speed dial on lactation specialists. I have speed dial on postpartum. I have even a dentist with it that in the area that does the tongue tie. I have people, other NCSs, newborn care specialists, that I call upon. Okay, I've never seen this before. I know I've heard you talk about it. What do I do? So I call people within my circle to get help. If I need help, even with you all, if I need help, I call and I get help. Answer your questions. Okay. I'm finna call. Let me see. Let me wash my hands so I can write this down. We have paper towel and my tablet and pen so that I can write this down as to who. All right. Let me see. Where is my shoot? There it is. That was last week. Okay, here's this week. All right. Okay, so I see one person who has it, the right color. And let me check, see if there's anybody over here on Instagram that has the right color. Nope, and nope. And okay, y'all. The colors are red, yellow, green, blue, purple, orange, black, and brown. The 8 colors in the original crayon box. At least I think it's the original crayon box. So if you have one of those, the pink Miss Summer Beauty, pink is not in the silver, and Pandora, pink is not in. Okay, thank you, Pandora. Hello, Hannah. Okay, let me scroll back up and make sure. Okay, so far I have 2 people who have guessed it right. As soon as I get to the top of this list, I will tell you all. Ouch. Okay, I still have 2 people. Wait. Okay, I got 3 people. Keep looking. Alrighty. Wow, I didn't know I had this many comments, y'all. Okay, made it to the top. Okay, so I have 3 people who won. Okay, so from Facebook, Karen Metzler won. And on TikTok, I have 2 different people, Destiny Marie 818 and Pilot Jones. You all 3 of you guessed the right color. It was red. The color was red for tonight. My favorite color. Last week, Sheila picked the color. It was her favorite color, which was purple. My favorite color, I like purple too, but my favorite color is red. So tonight's color was red. And we have 3 people. Congratulations to Karen, Pilot Jones, and Destiny Marie. Thank you for you all for participating. Thank you for watching. I didn't realize it's almost 10 o'clock. Uh, I'm going to put my nuts on my salad right quick, and I'm going to show you what my salad looks like. If you can't see it, I'll hold it up to the camera. I'm putting my last ingredient on here. There we go. See this? I'm going to show you. This is my honey glazed pecan, a pecan, however y'all want to say it, call it. Hold on, let me scroll all the way down. It says I have, uh, okay. Okay, I'm trying to remember your name. Is it Bethane? Is that right? Am I right? Yay. See, that's the 3rd time. I think it's the 3rd time Paula Jones won. And I just talked about you and said you won 2 weeks, 2 or 3 times. So it pays to be consistent. It pays to be consistent. It pays to play. Can't win if you don't play. All right, let me put my little nuts on here, and I'll be done with my salad. And I'm gonna let y'all go and be on your merry way. And I'm gonna go take my shower so I can get my little behind in the bed, because I gotta work tomorrow. I gotta work tomorrow night too. So I got a double duty tomorrow. So, but it was so good talking with you all. I really enjoyed talking with you all. You all have some of the best questions. That's why I love coming on here. And if you haven't followed me yet, please follow me across all social media. I am on TikTok at ATNanny. I also just started an inspirational and encouragement page on TikTok. It's called Doing Life with Gigi. So if you all please go follow me there. Look me up, Doing Life with Gigi. It's more of an inspirational videos, encouragement videos. I know sometimes we all feel like we're hitting rock bottom, and we just need a word of encouragement. So I used to do it a long time ago, and someone asked me to get back into it, so I am. I used to write, now I'm doing videos. I don't know how that's going to translate over, but hopefully it's translated well. Oh, my thumb trying to get out over here. All right, where's my other bag? There it is. Have you heard of Life Back? Yes, I have heard of Life Back. I've never taken it, but I have heard of it. See, I'm old school, but I know that looking into that is probably something I need to do. Sometimes I get set in my ways, and have that if it ain't broke, don't fix it mentality. But I know I always say keep learning, keep learning. So I'm gonna keep learning, and I'm gonna check that out. Let's see. All right. And now, this is the one that I like. This is my salad. It has blueberries, tomatoes, turkey, blue cheese, eggs, the pecans, and it also has some red onion there down underneath. But this is my salad. I use it for somebody chokes on something. Cool. I need to check on that. Do I deliver? No. This is my this is a whole meal for me. This one little dish is a whole meal. Oh, and I forgot to show you my favorite to eat with this. Hold on a second, let me grab it. This right here is some good stuff. This is the Panera Bread Fuji apple vinaigrette dressing. It's got a little bit of tart, a little bit of sweet, uh, its own unique flavor, but it's good. I'll show it to you. Let me turn it around. This is the Panera Bread at home. This is the salad dressing that I use with my salads. It is so good, so good. And I haven't seen it in a while, but I usually get the apple chips. Instead of using croutons on my salad, I get apple chips. But it's made by Seneca. I haven't seen it in a while. I have to see about ordering some more. But I crumble up a few apple chips on top of that. Put that Fuji apple dressing on there. Ooh, y'all talk about heaven. Now see, my husband does not like blueberries on his. So this would be his salad, where he has the red onions and the nuts and the egg and the blue cheese and the turkey and the tomatoes. I have a 2-year-old. She does not respond to any discipline. She thinks it's funny. Any tips? Okay, so some children, um, a natural consequence is my son was always hyper and all over the place. And I told him, stop climbing, stop doing this, stop doing that. And he just like, until, and I hate to say it, but the day I came home from the hospital with my second child, he was in my brother's room. And this was like 30 some odd years ago. So my brother had a console, a record player, and it was like a square, and it had a wooden case. And my son, who was about 1.5 at the time, he was bouncing, holding on to the edge of the bed, the footboard, and bouncing on his knees. and he kept bouncing higher and higher. And I'm like, and I kept putting him down on the floor, putting him down on the floor, putting him down on the floor, and he kept climbing up there. And the baby started crying. I turned my back to put the pacifier in the baby's mouth. While I turned my back, he bounced high and flipped over and hit the back of his head on the wooden console. 6 stitches later. Well, needless to say, he didn't do that anymore. And sometimes uh, kids have to have that natural consequence in order to get them to stop doing things, in order to get them to respond. Um, I like to use their favorite toy. When my boys were growing up, they love that Nintendo game. If you don't do your chores, if you don't do whatever, the Nintendo game stays, off until your chores are done, until this is done. Basically, they have a consequence to if they don't do what I ask them to do. Um, it depends on the severity of what they're done as to the severity of the punishment. So, say they want to go to a game, or they want to go to a party, or they want, and it's very unpopular. You said I could go, and now you tell me I can't go. Well, that was a choice that you made, and I have to talk to them about making good choices. As a mother, I have to be responsible for talking to them about making good choices. And if you don't make a good choice, then there are consequences for your choices. And, as at 2 years old, it's hard for them to see consequences for my choices, but you have to be consistent. And even if they lay out in the floor, pitch a fit, cry bloody murder, the answer is still no. And I just walk away and I'm like, you have a right to be angry. I don't care if you're angry because that was your choice. If you care about the choices that you make, then you will make a different choice next time. I put it at the 2 year old level. It's okay for you to be angry, but I don't have to sit here and listen to you. I go in the next room, and that's when I figure out. I bring out a new toy or an old toy that's they haven't played with it in a while, and make it something new, or create something. Um, Bring out some new Play-Doh, or bring out some new doll or whatever, and I start playing with it. And I make sure that it has like the crinkly paper on there, or something that makes a noise that gets their attention. So they kind of stop in mid cry. What you doing over there? And they want to play. Well, we're going to have a talk before you play. And 2 minutes to a 2 year old. That's all they can handle. So make your words count. As they get older and become little negotiators, I have to get smarter and have a different conversation. But their actions have to have consequences, and you have to figure out what natural consequences, because I do a time in. I have a quiet corner with books and stuffed animals. And I know that may not seem like, oh, that's not discipline. Well, maybe you need some time to think about what you're doing. How about we come over here to the quiet corner and you can read some books and read. And most of the time in that quiet corner, I have books. Even though they cannot read it, they can see the pictures. Books about anger, about making good choices, about um, um, just something that will remind them of what their behavior is doing, and to get them to see, there's a better way. Because I probably have read those books to them numbers and numbers of times, and they could probably read it back to me. But the gentle, I like the gentler approach to discipline, because um, and talking to them, because then they can repeat to me their words, the words that I have given them. I understand that you're angry. I understand that you're mad. This is what happened. I get that. And they can talk to me and tell me, I was angry when I did this. I was mad and I was this and I was that. I get them to use their word. I use words with them to get them to use words with me so that I can understand how they felt, acknowledge how they felt. I don't ever say, well, I don't care. You don't do this. You don't do that. Uh-uh. Acknowledge your child's anger. When you're angry and somebody, a spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, friend, whatever, makes you mad and they know they make you mad, and your reaction to them, you upset me, you did this, they will apologize and really mean it. Your kids, if you talk to them, they will apologize and really mean it. But you have to teach them about empathy. You have to teach them about getting angry. You have to teach them about um, controlling their anger, healthier ways to get their anger out, instead of hitting someone or punching someone or throwing a temper tantrum or throwing things across the room or whatever. Give them options, give them opportunities to express themselves. I was angry because, and don't just brush it under the rug. Have a conversation, because these are lessons that they're learning now that they're going to need later on in life to negotiate, tell people how they feel, to set boundaries. Just saying. I love the quiet corner, but she also goes to that corner on the regular for her own pleasure. Have a different, there's more than one corner in your house. Have one specifically for a calm down area. And, you know, quiet corner, your library corner is totally different. The book nook is totally different than the quiet corner, because the quiet corner is for the gentle discipline. And the book nook is for, okay, well, let's go read some books. Okay, let's have some fun. Let's do this. In the quiet, the quiet corner is for discipline. The book nook, the library, whatever you want to call that little quiet area that you go and read books at together, that's not a part of discipline, because you want them to know this is why you're here. Yeah, I believe the lesson. I believe the lessons for the rest of the life. Thanks. You're welcome. Got it. Thanks. You're welcome. Okay, so it is 10 o'clock. I gotta go. I've been talking to you all for 2 hours. I got to go. I got to go get into bed. I got my salads done. I'm gonna grab my lids, whatever I did with those. Okay. I'm gonna grab my lids and start putting the lids on top of my salads and put them in the refrigerator. But this is how I do my week. I plan Sunday. If you all were here Sunday, we made some potato leek soup. I made a big pot of potato leek soup because Texas, they can't make up its mind whether it be warm or cold. It was cold, kind of cold this weekend. It's hot again. It was up to 80 degrees today. So by the end of the week, it'll probably be cold again. But so I have soup. And now I have salads. Okay, I'm yawning, y'all. It's time to go. Hello, Mama to Max. How are you? Thank you all so much. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you all so much for joining me. I will see you all on Sunday. Sunday is the 14th, I do believe. And I will see you then. And you all have a great night, a great week with and on purpose. And do something special for yourself. Do something. Self-care is not selfish. Self-care is not selfish. You hear me? Self care is not selfish. Do something special for yourself. What's the name of the other account? The name of my other account is doing underscore life underscore with underscore Gigi. So doing life with Gigi. Okay. That's my other account over on TikTok, my inspirational account. Uh, my this account is for my mom parenting, child rearing, whatever. My child care page, mom and child care parenting page. So, but my other account is it's more about me and life and being encouragement. So follow me over there on Doing Life with Gigi on TikTok, or you can follow me and just I shouldn't say or and follow me on Facebook. Ask the Nanny on Facebook, youtube.com /Ask the Nanny, and on Instagram it is instagram.com /ask.the.nanny. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see you all. And for my winners, please contact me. Send me a DM because I have a lot going on in my background right now. So please remind me. Send me a message in my DM and remind me so I can get your gifts to you. Okay. All right. I will see you all on Sunday. I might pop in maybe over the weekend. I don't know. But for sure, I'll see you on Sunday. Have a great weekend. Have a great week.